This is King Takashi, the Heat.
Hey, it's your boy TJ, aka Sly.
Hey, it's Wednesday Rider.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
It's Abitrella back in the house.
Hey,
She back.
get it.
Hey,
back.
back for another week, Kid in the Hood.
Okay.
Hey, let's get this off and rolling. Y'all are tuned in. This is Okinawa the Heat.
Yeah.
Getting into some heated discussions.
That's what we do. That's what we do all the time, though. I gotta make
Hey,
sure I turn this
so last
Gatorade
week
thing
we
on.
started talking about pet peeves, but we wanted to get a little deeper into certain pet peeves. So
What's that? What's that?
So, pet
more,
peeves.
more pet peeves along like pet peeves when you're having sex.
Right.
Interesting.
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 Kind of like make you.
Because I think, I mean,
to
it
hear
kind
what
of
y'all
plays
have to
off
say
of when
first.
you were talking about taboo conversations. So
Yes.
I need
this
to
is
hear
our
what y'all
taboo
got to say.
conversations.
Yes.
No, we want to hear from you. We ain't heard from
Oh,
Pet peeve.
I gotta hear where y'all go.
It's a pet peeve.
She like, I'm gonna just play off on y'all, you know.
There's pet peeves in the bedroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And could you live with them?
Yeah, can you push past it?
Can you push past the
pet
pet peeve?
peeves.
Yeah, in the
Can you
bedroom.
push past those pet peeves with
And I think
that
I gave an
significant
example
other?
of like, I don't know if I said this last week or not, but long toenails, like feeling
Oh,
like.
yo, that's
Oh,
nasty.
you said
Right.
bad nails.
Yeah, you said bad
Yeah.
nails.
Because I remember
Yeah,
all
like
of us checked our
hands.
Yeah,
fingernails.
my nails are
Yeah,
good.
we good.
Yeah.
We good like that though.
That.
Gotta keep the nails good.
So, like, feeling their toenails, like if they rub up against you.
Even
That might be.
What about,
Is that
what
considered a
calluses?
toenail or is that considered a talon? That's what I'm like.
Hey, if your toenail that long, that if I just rub my leg, nah, you gotta stop.
Yeah. No.
That's
The toenails? You still talking about the toenails?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like,
I would agree. I would agree. But like to caveat on top of that, I would say like when you got hammer time going on in your foot, like when you're
Hammer time.
What's
What's that mean?
that?
Yeah, explain that.
when the toe is just busted and it looks like
It's
a
bulging.
hammer. Yes. When,
Yeah, yes.
when you got your pumps on, and I can tell looking at your pumps that your toes are busted. Like,
Oh, you talking about
they
the
just
female? I was like, what?
disgusting
Okay.
looking.
Wow, so y'all talking about things, physical things.
It could be other things.
mean-
Could be other things.
yeah.
I mean, if we
Yeah.
butt naked and I see that, I'm a, you know.
Well, you done saw the nails before that,
let's,
right?
let's
It
be
could be
real. Like, you know,
physical,
you're
it
not
could be
always
anything.
looking at the body part that's right in front of you. You might, you know,
be looking around.
she might have her feet up here, and then if I just catch that, I'm like, oh shit.
Wow.
You know, like
I know people who.
PTSD. Like,
Yeah, Bert. Yeah. You talking like the? Oh,
That's,
okay. Well,
it could happen.
that's something. I don't think physically I've had like pet peeves with people that I'm like, yo, that has to go. But I think maybe things they do and how they act. Like sometimes if they're too controlling all the time and they don't allow, you know, for them to become a little more submissive, just for pride issues, like let that.
Leave
out
that
of
shit at the
before
door.
you come into
There
this
should be
room.
no pride when it comes to
Yes.
sex
So
at all.
Nope.
That is my biggest
He,
pet peeve.
Chris
Nope.
said, nope. I'm a
I would, you
prideful
know what
man.
Pride
though?
belongs
But you
in
know
the
what? I
bedroom?
think
You think pride belongs in the
it
bedroom?
doesn't belong.
No,
but
it
I
don't.
think, I
No,
think
okay,
men.
okay.
No.
I think as men, we unintentionally have it when it comes to
What-
what we
what's
were
that?
talking about before last week. Like bust someone in the first round too quick. Like that is a pride thing for us.
that
Like
is-
I'm sorry. Like that's
Why do you think about
sometimes
that?
it's just the pussy might be just
so
good.
like if
Did you
it's
guys get any
we'll let you
comments?
know. We'll let you know. Like hey, look, you know, it was too damn good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sometimes you know
But
she got the
sometimes
wall
you just-
walls.
So you're saying that's a pet peeve?
No, that's not a
No,
pet peeve.
I think like internally for guys, it's a pet peeve for us.
Yeah.
That you
That
come
you
too
can't?
fast.
Yeah.
That we come too fast.
But now, are you doing this with somebody who makes you feel bad about it? And are you doing something to make sure the other person also is satisfied?
I'm so happy you're here.
She's like, I told you guys.
I said, listen, if you happen to come fast, it's okay
Yeah.
because by the time you recover, there's like a lot of things that can go on in the relationship in the
Don't
bedroom,
say
and they're
that.
like,
You're on
Wait,
that,
hold.
you're on that side of the bed, like
The
on
guy-
this side.
Hey,
of
we,
the bed.
over
we
there
ain't
like,
thinking about
Hurt
that.
us,
don't turn
man.
around. Like,
Yeah, we're not thinking about that. I mean, not at that time.
I don't know. I mean, I have slept with men who finish too fast, and I never look down on that. Now,
Bless your heart.
now, if,
Yeah, bless your
now,
heart.
Here's the thing, though. If they do that consistently over and over again, and then they never try to
Then
make
we
sure
have
that
a
I get some,
problem.
at least maybe like one out of 2
Damn.
times or 3 times, You know, then
So-
at
That's
that
what she
point,
said 3 times.
at
So
that point, I'm
let's
thinking,
sideline real
not
quick.
yourself.
So what do you tell a guy like the first time, like when you can kind of visually see him just looking at his face, like
Damn, that shit
he
was
done let
good.
himself down. He done came too fast, and he's sitting there trying to like do whatever. What do you tell a guy like?
do
it's
whatever.
okay?
What do you mean? Define.
You don't tell him anything. You just you continue to be touching and loving and affectionate and.
What if you don't want to be like
You know-
touching?
Yeah,
like that?
Most guys,
Most
hey,
guys-
do that.
Okay, right, the problem is
Most
that
times
like if
we
you
just shut down. We're like,
So that means you can't
that's
give
your
head.
problem. Then
So
it's
does
not
that
my
mean you
job
can't
to
give head
fix.
because your mouth still works?
That's what I said,
Oh.
but he was like,
Oh.
no.
she's
fingers.
used that line.
Hey, that's personal experience right
She's used
there.
that line. She's used that line.
CJ, you're red.
I'm
This
just saying.
was the first time
No, this
seen
wasn't
you
at
blush.
you. I'm saying general.
I'm like, damn. That's on point. I was taken by it. Dang. So for me, I would say one of my biggest ones is sounds. Like when you're moaning or groaning is like
Oh, that is
overwhelmingly
really
annoying.
good.
Like
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly annoying.
either like when you sitting there trying to sound like a porn star, like
Yes,
Oh,
that's
Because you know
just-
it's not real.
What you mean, like what?
well,
overly
I
moaning?
can't assume that, but to me, that's the first thing in my mind. Like,
Because then how you
who
gonna know
you
when
trying
it's
to be?
getting
What you
better?
like?
Right?
Whoa, wait,
I'm
hold
the
on.
same the whole time. Like, or am I
Is that
doing
overly
good? Am I
moaning?
doing bad?
Moaning?
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
certain people like, or it's just they have a sound. It's just like, I don't believe you. Like,
Man,
Yeah.
Can you get past that, or would you tell
No.
her like, "Hey, you sound fake right now. This is not a movie." Like, can you-
Well, yeah, I'm like
flip
shit.
them
I mean,
over
I'm done.
in the pillow.
I'll be trying to fake.
Give him a pillow. Just hold this. Hold this.
That's when you fake it. Be like, yo, I'm
So I'm
finished.
gonna hit it from the back. You just lay in the pillow.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
horrible.
I've done that
Ladies,
before.
you heard that.
I've done
Yeah,
that
you
before.
did just say that. Okay.
Ladies, we just let you know what guys do.
Yeah,
if you force your head in the pillow, just saying. You
No,
might,
that's not
it's
always
not-
bad.
It's not always bad, but if it's like 5 minutes into it and
And she's like,
Yo,
just-
have
That
Only-
becomes his go-to.
Yeah.
now you're not even
Wait,
like.
what was that?
So I have
She's
said,
not. Oh
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You've hardly talked.
no, you go.
Or made a point.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh my goodness.
It's all right. You.
I've
you
had both situations where it's like I've slept with a girl who makes the same sounds the entire time, and at that point I'm like, this is not exciting no more because I don't know how we're progressing here. You know what I mean? I need to know when to change up. But if you sound the same the whole time, it's like boring. But anyways, I've also been with somebody who doesn't make any noise at all, and then I'm like,
Yeah, that's
that,
that's
And they're like that.
equally hard. I
That's
think
weird
that's
too, because
equally
it's
hard.
like,
yeah, I hate
and then
that.
all
That's
of a
one of
sudden,
my
boom,
pet
they're
peeves
done.
right there.
They're like,
Right?
Yeah,
Are you,
yeah,
are
that's
you just
okay.
here?
Yeah, that's one of my pet
So
peeves
what is
right
it-
there.
So what is it with guys? Do you guys not make a lot of noise? Because
do y'all
my
like making
experience-
noise?
Yeah,
I don't make no noise,
Is that a
man.
male thing?
I don't
I
need-
make noise. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
If it's good, I make.
I think it's cool when guys make noise.
Yeah, I
Like,
do.
It depends.
Dirty talk.
It depends. Like,
Just
if she giving
equally
like really good
exciting to
head, yeah, I'll probably make some noise. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, if,
Dirty talk. When the dirty talk is way too much.
Right.
define too much. I need to
Like-
know. Give me an example.
Oh,
Hey, Justin.
So disclaimer: this was before I was married. Disclaimer: this was before I was married. She said something to the magnitude of. I'm gonna just say it was like some R. Kelly type shit she was trying to get into. I was like, nah.
Okay,
Like peeing on you?
Like, give,
bro.
like
Well,
jizz,
chill.
jizz on my tits or some
No,
shit like that.
all right.
I was like it
Oh.
caught me off. I was like, what did you say? What? Huh? You said that. Okay. Yeah, we're done. Yep.
So wait a minute.
We're
Wait a
done.
minute.
Oh, like
You're
come on
done
your face
because
or something like
she
that?
said
Yeah.
something that-
Yeah, I had a
it
girl
was
say
just
that.
like she started off like good, she's like harder. Da, da, da,
I got a video for you.
and it was
offline.
just
No,
jizz on my tits. I was like,
you said
out
you
of
got a
nowhere
video.
or like
it was like
towards the end.
right after
yeah,
she
I got a video
was
just
doing
like that,
good. The conversation was good. The
No,
dirty
that's not
talk
me.
was good.
Oh, no, I'm
But
saying I
once
got
she
one.
said that, it was like, oh, now I'm thrown off. Like,
But she told you what she liked. I thought you guys wanted that.
Sometimes it's just
I'm
nah.
not a jizzer on the tits. I'm sorry.
Nah.
You
Okay.
didn't say that,
But
but
she wouldn't have known that,
right.
Yeah, but it was like it was so random. It just caught me off guard.
though. Okay.
Yeah, I had a
well,
girl that did that. Yeah, it was
very
like come on the
random.
face,
Just-
and I'm like, what?
It
I'm
went,
not
from
gonna-
like, it went from like
I'm not
Were
gonna
you
look
about
at
to
this.
finish?
obviously
though?
it
Was
wasn't
this something-
it wasn't G,
was
but
the
you know
moment-
it was like G to PG straight to TVMA. Like we went past PG-13 and R and went straight into XX. Just it was like damn, you jumped a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, NC.
You
We're
could have said a
working
little
to
bit
that.
more stuff. Like damn, it was too much.
What other pet peeves?
I can't say that's happened to me.
Who, me?
That's-
Huh?
Oh, you said me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I hate when a girl's quiet in bed. It just like I don't like it.
Yeah.
You don't like the
What
What if
quietness.
it's always in the bedroom?
Huh?
I'm a spontaneous.
Oh
person.
my God, yes. Or like if it's always at
gotta
the
be
same time of the day. Like, oh, right before we go to bed.
It,
No,
it, gets so programmed.
Yeah,
I wanna
yeah.
do a show. Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't like it if it's predictable.
I'm
If I
trying to-
know
yeah.
where
You
you're
talking about
gonna go
sex?
next, or where,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. I'm
What
off
are we
to.
talking about?
I was like, what y'all talking? I'm trying to read the comments too.
yeah. Any good comments?
No.
No.
Oh, shout
Never.
out to Elizabeth. What's up? I see you.
One guy said
Glad to
you
see
too
in the
nasty.
sky.
What? What did he say?
Habichuela is nasty.
What did he say?
Y'all nasty. Get out.
That's the whole
Oh, I
point
know.
of the heat, right? To be able to
Wait, what did they say?
No, he said,
Hey,
you-
whatever, man. You got
said
babies.
y'all
I know you
nasty.
personally. That's how babies get made.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's what my parents used to say.
Go listen to the
So
mixtape.
predictability is
Predictability is
another,
definitely
yeah,
something
Yeah,
is another-
that kills moods. Too.
yeah.
That does more than
Stairwell?
kill moods. It just- that
We gotta go to
kills
stairwell.
moods.
Really
Yo,
bad.
To do
if you
anything,
try to get
like-
into the position before I put you in there, just. It's just like,
That's
alright,
bad
I'm done.
news for
Well,
you.
that-
Wait, hold on,
You're
hold
already
on.
Your
getting
part,
into
homie.
position
Yeah,
before
like,
hold-
you
you get into
I'm
position.
not saying this from a
If she's
personal
already-
Yeah,
experience.
you are.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying-
you are.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you are.
I'm talking about Kevin Hart. You know,
No,
when he
yeah,
said
you are.
11 positions.
Don't try to change it up.
10 seconds.
Don't try to change it up now.
What you gotta say is when you heard of Kevin Hart, you're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah,
No,
I can feel for
that-
that. I had an experience.
Yeah, I had that same
Nah.
experience before.
No, never,
okay.
never in my life.
That's not a good sign, guys. If the girl gets into position before you put her in there, that is not a good sign.
What do y'all mean? Like
Like
specifically?
she's already
Like if
already
she
rolling
if
over.
she
'cause
knows like
that
5
that's the
minutes
next
into it
move.
what position she needs to do next, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Even if she's
Oh.
getting comfortable for you versus.
And
she
you don't just
knows
put her
it's
in the
coming.
position. She
Like,
just do
it's
it.
Hey,
like
that's
a-
what Kevin Hart said. He said
It's
11
like
positions
grappling
in
very,
30
very
seconds.
Fluidly. Like,
30 seconds.
Yeah, he said 11 different positions in 30 seconds.
I don't know what the fuck.
That is really fast.
Oh yeah, that is fast. That's like
30
that's like a
seconds is
half a
very
stroke. That's not even a half a stroke. That's like the tip.
sound like that would hurt too. If going to
Yeah.
some areas.
Hell yeah.
Talked about them. That sound like that would
Yeah, that shit would
Yeah,
hurt.
so predictability is one. Body odor.
Oh my
You gotta
God.
smell good.
You really gotta smell
Yeah.
good.
Cool
Yeah.
water, man.
That's why showers is.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
something
yeah, yeah. That is
sexy
true.
showers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of girls fail to understand like their own what's it called, like
pH levels.
Pheromone?
Yeah.
Their pheromones, their pH levels.
their pH levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is so
Who
important.
just
It's like
said that?
if
Yo,
you're gonna
Liz
have
just said this.
if you're gonna have somebody go down on you,
Mm.
how do you? And this sounds crazy, but
Right.
it's like, how do you not know what you taste like, and you're gonna already have somebody go down on you? You know what I mean? And
So you-
because
Like, are you saying like girls should like pre-taste themselves?
yeah, I strongly believe so.
Not only that, but we should know what we're eating.
It
'cause
gives
everything
away-
we
Excuse me.
eat
I-
will certainly show
I was
up.
going
Yeah.
laugh at that comment, but
No, that's
I was
that's
wrong.
That's new. That's insight for me.
yeah, that's
I was
good.
wrong.
The way
See what
you
y'all
taste
do.
and the way you smell can already show you already what's going on.
Right, right.
with you.
They smiling. They like, yeah, you're right.
He's like, I'm listening to y'all right now.
You know what I mean? So, and if you're not aware of what you smell like or taste like, it's like, how are you gonna have somebody go down on you and be
Yeah, true,
disrespectful
true.
like that? If your body's not,
Be disrespectful.
that
like
is disrespectful, bro. I'm like, oh
Hey,
my
if you
God.
But you
if
know,
you tasting like
the
fish,
Go down
sweet.
there. Hold on. I feel disrespected. No.
Hey,
We need to sit. We need to talk. We need to.
hey, this
converse
real
about
fish
That's
right
when-
here. Like, what are you doing?
No, you just tell her go to the shower.
Not just smell
No,
though. Not just.
that won't do
You
it.
can't
But
be
see,
rude
not
like
just
that.
smell. and
Yeah, well,
taste,
why
like,
not?
upkeep as well.
Temporarily,
When you're
temporarily
like
that
at the
might do it.
restaurant
But
and you want to have a quickie in the bathroom or something like that, you know, that's really
Done that.
spontaneous. So, you know, if she's not
Been there,
right,
done that.
just tell her, hey, baby, wash up because we're gonna.
also, yeah, but in that sense,
But
too,
you tasting in
like
the-
if we're doing it at the
in the
club or in
bathroom?
the, you know, something real quick in the bathroom or whatever.
Club bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You eating pussy?
Yeah.
Maybe the clubs back in the states.
no,
Ain't
no.
Why are you
clubs out here.
pretending?
Not in the
Why
not in
are
the
you
bathroom.
pretending?
Not no club.
Not
bathroom.
not in the club
not-
bathroom.
Not
No
out here at
bathroom,
least.
no.
No.
There's no club bathrooms that are that
No.
worthy.
No, I did an
Maybe in the
airport
women's.
airport
In the
bathroom.
women's?
In the women's.
what I'm saying,
the
Craig, 'cause
guys
I'm
be too.
like,
You know, it's like is wet paper towels and.
Yeah,
piss
it's
and
clean.
throw up
Yeah,
in the men's bathroom. So no,
gross,
that it's
no.
never.
and
good.
throw up.
So,
It's not always like that everywhere though.
Not an airport bathroom.
Really?
Spontaneous. That was very spontaneous.
Cause we was whispering.
We like to whisper. I'm
Secrets
sorry.
don't make friends.
I always make friends.
Okay, so
Were you
so
talking about
staying-
platonic
staying
friends?
on- no, not platonic friends.
No,
Let's
I don't
dive
do
into-
platonic.
Let's dive into like secret engagement affairs. And by that,
Secret.
I'm gonna give you a scenario.
Secret
It's a real life
engagement.
scenario. So, couple, they're engaged, right? They're in a long distance relationship, engagement, couple, whatever. All right, and the fiance comes and visits
Right.
the other, finds out that, and I mean he come and visits her, comes to find out that the minute he lands, his soon to be has been cheating on him.
How did he find out? Like, was it somebody told him, or he had concrete?
Well, social media,
Okay.
Oh, God.
because I mean everything is pretty much found out through social media,
That is true.
right? What's your take on it for him? Should he stay in it? Because I know we talked about before, you know, if he proposes and she says no, is the relationship over? Well, we're past that. She obviously said yes, I want to marry you, but they've been apart, distance wise, right?
For how long?
Let's say a year.
They haven't seen each other in a year?
They haven't seen each other in a year physically, but they've been Facebooking, messengering, FaceTiming.
How long were they in the... Not that these
communicating.
questions matter, but just out of
They've
curiosity.
been together for about... It's 2019 now. 2014.
So, a long time. Wow.
So the relationship is
5 years.
established.
So what's the question?
What
Should they
does
break
what
it
does
off?
what does he do?
Did she deny it when he confronted her?
There's no denying it. There's
Oh,
proof.
Yeah.
then,
So
you,
there's-
then you go
so
with it.
Provided to him through the social media platform that he found his evidence. There was
Proof with
Without
it.
a
Did she
shadow
deny
of a
it, though?
doubt.
Hold
Did
on.
she deny it?
Hold
though?
on. He had to ask
She
certain
didn't- she
questions to
took
her.
it responsible.
No.
She was
No.
responsible for it.
Yeah, he got asked.
Like, she just
he got
came up
asked.
front and
Did,
said, yeah, this is
did she
what's
suck the
happening.
dick or anything?
It was
No,
one of
no,
those.
the proof-
like
the
proof,
proof
you can't
showed.
deny it.
The
Like
proof-
like the proof
you
you
sucking-
can't
What was
deny
that?
it.
Yeah, but remember
No,
that
there's
one
proofs
quote
in the
that
proof.
King
No, right.
posted?
Yeah,
but
that
it-
the-
it-
it
she
was
didn't
I'm
suck no
talking
dick
about
on
the
the
tie.
dick.
You
We can-
cannot
we can
deny
manage
this
this.
proof.
We can manage this.
You can't deny this proof.
Yeah.
She can't deny it if she tried.
And was that like a one-time thing, or was she building a relationship with
Don't
this
know.
person?
Yeah, okay. When they start having emotional, like they could potentially want to be with this other person too, I think that makes it cheating like a much bigger deal.
Yeah.
Because they've been apart for so long. The physical aspect, I'm not condoning it, but I can't understand where whoever did it could have fallen off track.
Right.
The emotional aspect, you know what I mean? You don't need to have that person physically there to have them emotionally.
That's right.
So, I don't know. Because I had
think-
the same situation
yeah.
happen to me, and I stayed, but it's toxic because then trust issues come up like that. So, are you willing to deal with the trust issues and still deal with the, possibility of still going through the same thing again, or it still be, going on? Whether they're saying, okay, we're going to fix it, are you going to be willing to take that risk? Those are some things that I would think about.
I think for him, in a sense, it depends on, what the level of sacrifice was, by staying, or what is the level of sacrifice by staying in a relationship and possibly getting out. Like, what's the two? What's the sacrifice of staying in a relationship? What's the sacrifice of
What do
staying
you
out
mean
of a
by
relationship?
sacrifice?
Yeah, what's
Like,
yeah.
If he's, if they're in it to win it, if they're gonna stay together, then, and I'm saying this because dude left his job to find a job out here, to potentially live with her. His kid is also back home.
His kid or her?
His kid.
His kid. So he
from a
left his
different
kid
marriage.
behind to come and build a relationship. I think
to
there's a lot of
establish
elements here.
to establish the foundation. So probably possibly bring her out there for the summers. Like if I'm honestly for me, if I were him, if I were in his shoes, it would be more of a take a stand back, like take a moment of reflection and like wholeheartedly think like what is it you want, not necessarily what your significant other needs right now, because obviously to me on her half, even though your significant other is not around, there's always someone there to support you. Friend wise, family wise, whatever, there's someone there to support you when you're going through that. Hell, go get some damn toys. Make yourself feel better.
I think for him it's going to be even deeper than just what does he want. I think he needs to look at if trust is an injury for him and trust was broken, that is definitely going to seep into the relationship the way Abitola was saying. If he can't get past that to rebuild trust with her, you're going to enter a marriage already that is on a squeaky wheel.
Yeah.
And
So
you're
that's-
engaged. Yeah, you can walk out of that so easy.
Or you can take your time and rebuild whatever was missing for both, right?
Yeah, 'cause
What maybe led her to make that decision.
Being engaged
and-
for a year isn't a very. People think that's a long time. That's not.
It's really
Especially
not.
if that
It's
year
really
they're
not.
not
I was
together.
engaged with my wife for almost a year, and the only reason why we pushed it was looking forward in the future. She was going to start her career. We would have had to wait for like another whatever, and at that time I didn't know if I was going to be able to extend or not. So it was more like, okay, to do stuff appropriately and looking at ourselves financially. Like financially at that time, we're like, yeah, this is a good move. Let's do it. Cool.
But also, you said they were engaged for a year and they weren't together for a year. So the continuation of that
but-
physical engagement, right, dealing with all the other relationship stuff that comes up when you're together.
Right.
They didn't
Yeah.
get to practice that whole year either. But so there's a lot of elements to this situation, and I think he needs to look at wherever his injuries are, and if this crossed a line in his injuries, that'll go into the marriage. And the same for her. She needs to really think about, okay, you know, like if I'm engaged or if I'm in a relationship and I'm starting to think about maybe having some sort of physical interaction with another person, I need you to know that this is happening. Like, I need you to know that I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
that was the only thing I was perplexed about when I
Which
first
is
found
a
out
really
about it
pretty
was
mature, way of thinking, and not everybody thinks that way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if I would want my partner to tell me, hey, I noticed a girl today and I felt different about it, and I actually had thoughts, and I want to be able to know that, so that then we could look at it together. But
I definitely agree with that.
dang.
Yeah,
Sucks to be him.
It's a heartbreaking situation. Like when I learned about it, I'm like, the thing is, I've known her longer than I've known him, but the minute I met him, I was like, dude, I'm really taken by you. Like you're an honest dude. Like you're a good guy. As far as I know, like he's got his head on straight. I think he's older than me by like 2 years, which doesn't count for much, but still, it's like, judging by his character, I wouldn't blame him necessarily if he was like, you know what, it's not worth my time. Because, I mean, he's got a lot that he sacrificed back home and coming out here, and that's what you're presented with, like, the minute you come out here. Damn.
So how did he not find out if it was through social media? How did he find out once he got here?
Yeah, that's my question.
No, that's what I'm saying. Through social media, he found out when it got, like, you can send a bunch of stuff, like,
Did,
Anonymous.
was
Was it her
phone or
like he
something?
couldn't have found this stuff out back home?
It was through a what is it? Bingo, something. I don't know. I don't want to look it up on my phone right now because I'm gonna lose my live. But it was through like a mass message sent out, and it contained screenshots of messages between her and the other individual.
So the other individual sabotaged the relationship?
I think the person that sent it mass message was like a third party involved and sent it out like, hey, this is what your girl did.
You know,
Damn, that's
a lot
crazy.
of that sounds really premeditated on her part. That it makes me wonder what level of commitment she
Well,
had.
at the same time, knowing her situation, it was one of those where
No judgment on her.
no,
by
like no, when I
any
when I
means
brought
from
it up
me.
to her, because I'm shocked being that like, okay, hey, look, you say I'm big brother, whatever. Why didn't I know? You know? And she's like,
This is
nobody
just like
knew.
screenshots of text messages.
So I'm like, oh, okay, so this is one of those.
The screenshot.
You were definitely ashamed of it
Just text
and
messages.
Was
tried to
so
conceal
that,
it.
Was it
so
a
on and so
one-time
forth.
thing?
I don't know.
You had to see the messages.
I don't know, because
Wow.
the messages went back as far as one point in time last year, and then they kind of surfaced again this year. So
Probably loneliness.
looks like there was definitely a couple times, whatever the case may be, but nonetheless, that still goes for, if it comes to the point, it's how we've said on every show, just about like if you feel to the point where you want to sleep with someone else, that's when you need to contact the person that you're with or in a relationship with and just let them know like, hey, look, like for whatever reason, like I'm not saying you have to have a reason right then and there, but for whatever reason, like this person caught my eye, blah 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 blah, I'm feeling feelings towards them, whatever the case is, and
Yeah, but how easy is that to really do?
Not,
That is
Not-
the real question because it takes a lot of courage to do that. I know I've done that indirectly. I'll say
It does take a lot of courage.
comments about the person, and obviously that gives it away that, but I don't know. I think the
And
guy
I
has to
think it sucks because it is easier to say it
then
ra-
do it.
than actually be in the situation. That's what makes it, you have to have that amount of courage. But I think once you've been vested in enough relationships where it's like,
The other guy
Damn,
fucked up
like-
too, man.
hell yeah. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
screenshot.
Because I guarantee you, I mean, she was one of those individuals where she wore her ring. She wore that big fat ass engagement
So
ring.
he knew
Out in
already,
public,
but
you know?
then
But you know what?
That's-
It
that's
still
really
doesn't
fucked-
relieve
yeah.
either person from
No,
the
not at
responsibility
all.
to their relationship.
it's a
Because
bitch made shit.
I hear that all the time. Well,
Hey, we got one more.
he wasn't paying attention to me, or she wasn't, doing her quote unquote job. No,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. You're responsible for
Yeah,
your own
it's never the
decisions.
other
Like if you're
person's
gonna do
fault.
it, then you need to own it.
Mhm.
Point blank.
That's the biggest. I remember when I
Take two to tango.
first got cheated on, I got blamed for it, and I hadn't done anything.
Oh yeah.
Don't
So,
you just love that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
When you're the person that got cheated on, but it was your fault.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
And
Do
even
you, so on top of
No.
that, because that
wait, hold on.
Did I write that one down? No, I didn't. So kinda
Everybody has a
transfer-
part
I'm
in
glad
that
you brought that
equation.
up. Like going into that, like, do you own that sometimes?
what?
Oh,
Which
Like
part?
when it's brought to
Hey, Sarah.
to you being the person blamed for, you're the victim, but you've been blamed for it. Do you own that when they blame it on you?
yeah, you own it.
Oh,
You got-
what though? It depends.
Yeah.
If
It
you haven't
depends
done
what we're
anything,
talking about because I'm sorry, like their excuse was that so here's the situation. We were together and then we did long distance for a year and a half, and in that year and a half we did see each other for probably like a month total collectively. And during our time apart, I was very active. So you text me, I text you back fairly quick. If I cannot reach you, if you're not going to be able to reach me, and I already know ahead of time because I'm going to be out partying with my friends, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let you know where I'm at. Like, I'm going to pick up your phone call. So I'm very, attentive. And so on top of that, I keep the conversation going. So I would never treat them shitty. I would never ghost on them, things like that, because we are apart. And even little things like that when you're apart start raising a lot of questions.
Right.
So
Ain't that the truth?
the thing is, when you start getting attracted to somebody, and let's say, like you said in the story, they were apart, but these two people were here together physically and stuff like that. Suddenly, it's almost like whatever this person that you're actually with, doing the long distance with, whatever they do might become annoying because you no longer want it, and you're probably not even realizing. Like, subconsciously, you might not want it anymore. So the things they do, their attentiveness might become annoying. That's like when somebody has a crush on you that you don't like them back. So that was the thing. So she eventually turned it into saying, "Oh, it's overbearing," and then that's why I went and cheated. I was
Whereas
like,
before it was welcomed and
yes.
she
How
wanted it,
but
right?
see, that's what I'm saying though. Looking at it, when you look at how your behavior was in that situation, you didn't do anything out of the ordinary, whether it be too less or too little.
No, it was like I was still the
Or,
same.
excuse me, too much or too little.
Right.
So, being that the person flips it on you or tries and flips it on you, saying like, "Oh, well, it's your fault. You were being overbearing."
No, I don't.
Do you don't own it, right?
No,
That's what I'm
because there's
saying.
a thing called communication. So if I'm being overbearing, then you need to say, babe, you need to back off a little
Exactly.
bit. You need to give me some space, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
Or I really enjoyed it at first, but we're in the second stage of our relationship where I trust you. It's okay. You don't have to feel this obligation, right? Not, oh, yeah, I cheated because you were overbearing.
Yeah, literally that.
Right.
Even a year later, after the situation was done, we had already separated. She would still bring it up, saying, "Yeah, it was
And
still your fault."
that's
And I'm
what
like,
that's what
you
finds,
literally
that's
are
what I find
crazy.
weird sometimes is that even though the victim may, and I say victim by the person being cheated on, like that person may have done too less or done too more or whatever the case may be, but it all goes back to what you're saying earlier. It goes back to the communication. If you're not communicating that, then you're not playing your part in salvaging the relationship and what could be left of it. Like that's what's the fucked up part about
Then
it.
there are some people that do try to argue that and say, "Well, I have communicated it," and they still don't do anything about it. I think regardless, the person being blamed for it that got cheated on should never own up to it, whether or not they failed in some areas, whether or not it was talked about or not. Because at the end of the day, if you made the decision to go cheat, you're still wrong.
And it's about that moment, right? So everything leading to that moment, there's always opportunity to say, hey, this isn't working out for me, or hey, I don't like this. My absolute favorite is when there's an acting out behavior prior to doing something, right? So when I look back in the moments where I've been cheated on, I always think about, wow, okay, so that led to that because you knew I was going to find out about that. But if all this fighting happens before, then you can say, oh, you were being, you were fighting with me, you were being a bitch, you were being this, you were being that, oh, you were being too sensitive, oh, blah, blah, blah. All the other excuses of you, simply to justify that you wanted to go and wow out.
Right.
I think the
Don't
only
work for
time
me.
where the victim should somewhat own it is when both parties are just in a wrong, when there's just cheating going back and forth.
Yes,
Between
and I've also
both.
been in a
And at the
situation
same
like that,
time,
too.
like, it's not just saying one person is to blame. That's just both parties are to blame in that sense. Like when
At that point,
me
I
and
just
me
say
and you had
walk
talked
away.
about that a couple of times,
Yeah.
like with your situation and what I went through before I got married. Like the individual I was with, like she was out
Wow.
of her mind doing whatever, and I
Damn.
was out of my mind doing whatever.
Yeah.
So it was just.
It's like, what's the point of being together?
We're both fucked up, so hey, it's toxic. Let's just end it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
We
That's
single.
You know?
Exactly where I got to.
I'm single.
Yeah, good.
We single.
Communication is key,
Super
you know?
single.
Single's
even
good,
even
but-
when you're not in an intimate relationship, even when it's bros,
Super single.
So
Right?
then let me ask you guys this, right? Because we always talk about communication, yet
I'm about to get you.
communication seems to be the constant in the breakdown
Always.
of a relationship, any relationship, right? So what makes it so hard, from a male perspective, what makes it so hard to talk about what isn't working? Or maybe the relationship is working, but you're feeling something is missing for you in the relationship. What makes it so difficult to talk about that?
Can I take this one real quick?
Yeah. Listen.
Hope you listen to
Oh,
that.
yeah. I hope
Alright.
you listen to
No.
this
Bring
one.
up that. Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
No, so the reason that I feel like some guys feel like I feel like it's so hard to like come up to the like significant other is because like some people feel that like you'll give the idea and like you're always like the guy will always be wrong in that scenario. So like
More like a pride thing.
So
Wait,
you're
what
saying
happened?
like
I'm sorry, I wasn't-
guys are thinking they're always going to be wrong. That's
Yeah.
why they avoid.
they try to avoid that like argument of trying to maybe possibly bringing it up to the significant other because they already know, well, if I bring this up, well, I'm gonna be wrong. She's gonna be argumentative. So you know what? Let me not just bring it up.
You're trying to think what she's thinking.
So what about if you just bring it up and listen? Like, not try to defend yourself. I can't tell you how many times I've had conversations where it's like, they bring up a subject of what makes them upset, and I'll share with them where I'm standing and why I either do the things that I do or say the things that I, whatever it is, and then they get defensive over it, and I'm like, but you asked me, so I'm telling you. So could it be that you can share what is upsetting you, because you know it might trigger something in us where we become defensive, but I think the conversations shut down when both people become defensive, right?
You're right.
So what is it that makes you decide, no, I'm not even going to bother
To bring it
telling
up?
her? Yeah.
It's mostly just that like the guys, they know their significant other. Like okay, if I know if I go to my girl and I say these certain things or I bring this up, it's probably gonna be an argument. It's probably gonna be a fight, and like maybe the whole relationship, yeah, like y'all have rocky starts, rocky relationship, but you're at a point where like you're kind of good, like y'all going on the up, and like you just know like if I bring this up now, this is going to like destroy this month, like this one good month that we had.
Small rocks.
But you know what? Then I think that is being the thing you're building is being built on very fragile.
You're trying to wait until it becomes a big
material.
rock. Yeah.
You know what I
Very
mean?
fragile foundation.
Like, yeah, thank you. If you're trying to keep the peace and trying to keep things going because things are good and things are quiet, but she's really annoying me in the back of my mind and I can't stand this shit and blah, blah, blah. You're trying to keep peace because you want to make, what is it?
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
right? But how long does that last before you just...
God boils over.
Yeah,
From the snap,
exactly.
yeah.
And then you're not just boiling over whatever mattered that moment. You're boiling over the whole,
And at the same time, you should every guy should know how to communicate with their significant other. That whole
That doesn't work,
that
though.
whole misconception of, well, I don't want to bring it up because I know she's gonna. Nah, man. If you've been with your with the person you've been with for as long as you've been with them, you tend to know stuff. Is just they don't take the time to actually absorb it, and then instead they just internalize it and just, I'm gonna just blurt it out like this, and no kind of fashion to it, just whatever. You can't do it like that. You need to know. You need to know how to approach the individual, and this goes both ways. You need to know how to approach the individual. You know, the appropriate way of when to talk and when to listen, and when you're listening, you're actually listening. You're absorbing
And
what they're saying, comprehending what they're saying. You're not hearing them out. You know.
Sly, though, I gotta tell you, from where I'm sitting, it sounds perfect and it's pretty, and
But it doesn't happen.
It
It
does
doesn't
not.
happen.
It does not.
Never
It's
happens
like-
that way.
It's a mystery
What's
for me.
the crappy part is that when it gets down to it, us as humans, and I'm saying this like, you know, both the male and the female, we're still at the end of the day a selfish creature. So the reason why it's so hard to communicate is because we're so self-absorbed of, well, you know, I'm only thinking about myself. Well, why is it you think that person is being the way that they're being? Take the time to think about that. Like with you know, what I've been blessed with is having my parents' marriage as like my schematic and seeing how they've done it, and both before they got very, very involved with God and afterwards, and just understanding and being knowledgeable of their relationship and kind of making that into my own. Like after me and my wife discussing finances this past couple of weeks, you know, she still gets very, very stressed out over certain things. So it was one of those, well, shit, I've done everything I can to talk to her about it. You need to talk to my mom. If you need to bring a second person in there, or a person that's
a mentor.
yeah, exactly. And the awesome thing was, like, her talking to my mom made her feel 10 times better than I could ever have, because it's that female to female interaction, it's that mother to daughter interaction, that thing that she's never had. And then afterwards, it was understanding, like, okay, that's why my hard-headed ass husband is the way that he is. Yes, this is why I am the way I am.
Sensei, hi. So the question is, what are we discussing? So we're discussing why is communication between partners so incredibly difficult? Even though we know with so much of the self-help and whatnot, all the right things to do, it's
Right.
still really, really
It's
difficult
hard
to
implementing
apply.
them.
Yeah.
I got allergies,
But
that's why.
you brought something up that's really interesting. You said you recommended that she speak with somebody. And I think that is really important, because
Oh, Gatorade.
if you're in a relationship and you're trying to figure it all out by yourself, it's not going to work. You're always
Hell
going to
no.
bring in your tools and your foundation into a relationship, and you can't be righteous about yours, right? Because there's now two people. But how do you choose
Camera.
mutually who is going
Not
to
sponsoring.
nurture your relationship, and are you willing to accept what you're given even if you disagree?
Of course. You need to. I mean,
Got to.
this is a person you're supposed to spend. I mean, and this is going in terms of, you know, for people that are
Thank you.
getting married or already married, you know, looking to get married.
Maybe
That's
just in a
just
relationship.
well, honestly, in a relationship, because you have. To me, there's two types of individuals. There's the ones that are looking for a relationship just to be booed up.
Thank you.
You know, they're not necessarily looking for marriage. And then there's the individuals that
What is
are
that?
looking for
LMA.
marriage. You know,
What is it?
that stuff smells.
Oh,
good.
yes, please.
It does.
Ooh.
What
take
is
some.
that?
I'll take some.
Because that's a lot.
So
What's
just
that?
one?
Sorry, I'm giving out
So
peppermint
just
beads.
one?
What's that
These
peppermint?
look like little. Oh
Yep,
shit!
I take those. Yep.
No, you need one.
You only need one, man.
One or two at most.
These look like drugs from
Sorry
the
about that.
future.
About to
I
pop
swear
some.
I'm not giving out drugs, just essential
About
oils.
to pop some.
to
Look at that,
help
look at
my
that.
she's
That
got
is
allergies.
awesome.
Oh, you look at that. Look at that. Oh, I can't even see it. Oh,
It's
can't even see
good.
it.
Did you get one?
That was fun.
Aw, I can share. Here you go.
Mm.
Just be careful because they all roll out.
Thank you all for your comments.
Roll
Everybody's being so
out.
positive.
Share your thoughts on what you think about
Yeah,
this.
Oh,
this
especially
thing's
if
strong.
that's yeah, it
So-
is. That's what we
This is
wanted.
clearing my
Staying-
nose
Let
up.
me see if
Staying
you
on
get-
communication. It's about to get a little funny in here. Staying on
You
communication.
see how your face changed?
So we're still talking about communication.
Yeah.
The story I was telling you earlier
Right.
about
All right,
me,
let's
about
hear
me
it.
and the individual straight ahead of me.
All right,
Get
we
to
gotta
that.
hear this.
Okay,
I gotta hear this. I'm gonna narrate this one.
So, Kid in the Hood has been
Yes.
like my little brother.
Wow, you're shouting him out just
Yeah.
right off
Just
the
like
bat.
that, Kid in
I
the
am
Hood.
transparent.
Hey, I'll take it.
I am
I'll
transparent.
take
He
it.
gonna take this hit.
He gonna take this L today.
Taking this
Yeah.
hit.
Ooh.
Kid in the Hood has been like Lil Bruh. Okay, stays at the crib.
Yep.
He eats the food. He even out. You know, I'm gonna
He
build
wear
him
the
up
watches.
first, and then I'm gonna break him down. Okay, I'm gonna build him up first. You know, he is spontaneously brought me and my wife Starbucks to the crib.
Oh.
You know,
Cafe Latte.
He
Cafe Latte.
he helped and stayed and cleaned the crib for New Year's Eve. You know, getting ready for the new year.
He wear the watches
Oh my
too,
God,
right?
I'm so scared because he's hyping you up really big.
Ooh.
He knows I'm big on one thing: communication.
Yeah,
He
ooh.
knows it.
Communication.
He
It's
knows
like
it.
you're the side bay of this.
Yeah.
Platonic
Seriously.
friend.
Yeah.
He's the platonic friend.
He knows I got his back. 100 grand, without a shadow of a doubt. Anybody that knows me well enough, you know I will have your back.
Platonic.
Does not matter. So,
So where did
my man was like, yo, so we going to the gym. This was last night, right?
Yeah,
didn't go out, we were like,
I
yeah.
know about his gym thing because
We're-
he don't.
We going to the gym, right? He knows if you bring up gym, I'm like all about it.
Right.
Gym, music, dancing, that's like top 3.
He don't even come to the studio
Bartender don't even
if he
come
going
up
to the
here.
gym.
Okay.
Gym. I'm like, bet, we doing gym.
He don't come to the studio even for the gym though.
Your boy hits me up this morning,
Okay.
right?
Whoa.
As I'm waking up,
Wrong.
I look at my phone. I'm like, let
Give
me
me the
check
piece
my
of paper.
messages.
I need to add a question on there.
I was like, let me check my messages. This message said, to the magnitude of, I'm not gonna. You know,
Oh no, read the whole message. You gotta read the message.
Sorry, live. I gotta go.
Here, I
back
got
on
you.
that.
I'll go on out.
Your suspense is like, you know,
Yeah.
like you watch.
Hold
a
on, let me
movie
read
and
it.
you're like, get to the.
Hold
get
on,
to
hold
the
on.
point.
Where's that? Where's that?
It's
Which
today's
kid did she
message.
pick?
Don't read his because he might have deleted.
No,
some
I
shit.
didn't delete
I don't
nothing.
know. You never know.
I said yesterday.
Here we go.
Oh,
Here we go.
dear. This is bad.
This is what he said. I'm headed back onto base around. I'll be back around 5ish to go to the radio show.
Yeah. I
Right.
see that.
He ain't tell me nothing else, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, so no gym then.
Okay.
I'm about to go to the gym with this girl. Sorry.
Oh.
That was it.
Oh.
Oh.
Yo, you can't.
That was it.
I'm
right?
so
like,
like
just,
that.
I did hit him with the emojis.
just like y'all are doing the
did
O's,
the
right?
emojis first.
I did the O too. I was like, oh, bitch.
I did.
Down.
I was like, oh, bitch.
Even I know this, and I'm a girl.
Okay, I'm gonna
Wait.
No,
No,
I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna let him
Let me
discuss.
finish.
Then
Let me
I
finish.
just
Hold
want
on.
like
And you hit him with the emojis.
So
that was him.
he
Emoji.
says I'm not going with her like I really cared about who it was he was going with. I'm like, bet you said you were, so enough said. I'm not going with that girl. I don't care what heifer it is you going with. We were going today.
Yes.
That's what mattered. No worries. It's all right.
I don't care.
Then
Oh.
he put the little laugh emoji.
Your laugh emojis.
Like it was a joke.
Like he's laughing right now.
I'm dead
Yeah,
serious.
yeah.
And I'm like,
Hold on, y'all, I need you to
So
see
you
I'm
it.
like,
feel-
dead serious.
So what do
I
you?
need to see the
I need to know
face.
what you're feeling. So you're feeling betrayed.
No.
You're feeling. Ooh.
Yes.
Even more, it's like he's
And more emojis.
Deeper.
That's
That's
him sending
terrible.
emojis.
That's terrible.
It gets deeper.
If
Yes.
my best friend did that, she's
Now look,
watching right now.
we went back and
Bitched.
forth for a little bit. We went
She
back and
ditched
forth for a
me.
little bit.
Mm.
And I even brought it. He was like,
Two more
you know,
emojis.
That was him.
He's like, this hurts, blah, 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 blah. I was like, whatever. I wouldn't have done that to you, so on and so forth. I get to the gym, right? I got someone else signing me on. Castle signs me on, by the way. Because I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Talk to you right
Facts.
now. I'm going to get someone else to sign me on base.
Sherlock.
So I get there on base. I get to the gym. And then I see him in the gym with the other bitch.
Ooh.
Like not
The
even
basic
a-
bitch. You said basic. Oh no.
Ooh, yikes.
Leaving the gym. I'm going to come back. Don't come back. Don't come back.
Was it even good to work out with a girl? Because y'all can't even lift the same. So it's like, why you even?
He trying to.
about
It's not about
He
lifting.
wasn't
He
looking
trying to
to
watch
lift
her
weights.
booty,
He
like-
was looking to lift other things. Ooh,
You
I
spotting,
can't
right?
see the
Okay,
words.
He was looking to find out what pet peeves he could find in her. That was.
Okay,
spotting,
That's
right?
what that
Can I
was.
please rebuttal now?
Yeah, rebuttal.
Okay.
Hold on.
So
The court is now in session.
Just to let you know, I was on debate team. So
Yeah.
that's
we
that's
already got
fine.
this.
All right.
We already got this already.
All
You're gonna defend the fact that you did not keep your word.
Okay.
How
So
do you-
yes, we did talk about the gym last night.
Yes, we
okay,
did.
I'm gonna leave it at
Who
that.
brought it up
Wait,
first?
did you make
Okay.
a commitment to show
Going
up
to the gym.
or
Okay.
to go to the gym
yes.
together?
Then
Oh.
wait.
Sustain.
Then when you talk about ab day, I'm like, oh, I might not make it, but that's last night. Whatever. We made gym plans for the
So
gym. Okay.
because ab day you gonna skip.
Yeah. I was,
All right, all right.
Okay,
go ahead.
okay.
I'm bitch made for that.
Go ahead, go ahead.
All
Okay.
right, but so
Oh, you
this
taking the
morning-
watch off? Oh.
No. So this morning at 10
It's
o'clock,
like watching a couple fight.
Yeah, I was here.
I'm in bed. I'm like, all right. So he hasn't woken up yet.
Mm.
So I'm like, I need to take a shower. I need some clothes.
Right.
I didn't have no workout clothes.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, yo, I'm gonna head to the base. I'll be back around 5. Not really thinking that we was gonna do the gym.
Right.
Because you said you weren't gonna do the gym, right?
Yeah,
No,
because it's
didn't have that-
abs.
we didn't have-
Because
He
it's
didn't
because
They haven't
that.
finished his story.
we didn't have that conversation.
I'm making sure he keeping
I'm
it.
trying to hear.
All right, so So by the time I get back to the base, my initial plan was to take a shower and just chill. That was my initial plan.
What happened?
She hit you up.
She did. so maybe before
What you doing?
So when he texted me, so no gym. That was
You
that was
text him
third-
no gym though.
No, he texted me. He texted me no gym. So no gym then. And at that time, like the other female, she did hit me up saying, "Hey, I'm trying to go to the gym. Do you?
Oh,
can I come
really?
with you?" I'm like,
yeah.
okay.
Bet. I was gonna get him though. I was gonna get him.
Wrong motherfucking
You
dude.
should let him finish.
Hey, but look,
let him finish.
So then,
I was
an
gonna
hour,
get him.
an hour after I texted him that I was going back to base to, I'll see him at 5.
Uh-huh.
He texted me
Want
so.
to take them to the gym?
So he was like, so no gym then. I was like, and at that point in time, I was like, I knew I fucked up.
Uh-huh.
I'm at a point
Like
of
the
no
commercial.
return.
That meme
Just
that
say
says
sorry.
that
You
meme.
apologize. You
Alright.
wait.
Did you
wait,
hit sorry?
Did you say sorry
Did he
after
say-
he found out?
He didn't say so.
No,
before.
so I.
What was the
When-
first thing you said? You said no,
when-
right? You said
when
no,
he
right?
said when I told him I was going to go to the gym with the female, I also said sorry.
But you
Right.
didn't.
You did.
No, I did say sorry.
You did.
I'm about to go to the gym with this girl. Sorry.
Ooh.
That's still damn.
Yeah. And like, all right, like I know how like
Yeah.
our commitment with the gym is.
Right,
I
right.
know this. And
But for the booty, you just had to ruin it.
Did you even smash
She
though?
wasn't even cute.
You didn't even smash though.
She's like a -2.
Negative
Okay,
2.
Okay, I hope she's not
Oh
watching.
shit.
Yes.
I hope she
Come
not.
on.
Hey.
He didn't
Just
comment.
talking from
He
a
didn't even
hurt
comment
heart.
though.
hey,
He's
look.
just
So that's
talking from her
agreement.
heart.
That's not confirming or denying.
Was she cute?
Did you smash?
Hey, that shit was wet as fuck. I'm just be honest.
Oh, you did smash. And so no, I don't think he smashed. I don't think he smashed though.
It's when your dick don't have standards.
No,
When,
no,
when the
no.
bro put
You
when the
broke
bro
your
put the hoe
word.
before the bro.
All right, look.
That's what that was.
Okay, so this is my commitment to you
Tell
on.
me what I
Oh.
did when I had a young lady with me and I brought her to the gym.
Right. What you do?
Lesson. Go ahead.
What'd
He-
your bro do?
What he do?
He let
What
me
he
know.
do?
He let me know when they was going to the gym, and he invited me with.
Oh.
Oh.
I even told you
Young lady,
when
if
I
you're
got her,
listening.
picked her up while I was in traffic. We were on our way to the gym. Got to the gym. You still
But
got
question.
to work out with us.
But question.
And
Then
you worked out separate?
No, we worked out.
Uh.
No, but question. On that night in question,
Night in
did we
question.
not?
Last
Did we
night.
not? No, we're not talking about last night.
Oh.
We're talking about.
2 nights ago.
Didn't we talk about going to the gym together?
Right.
And you invited her to come. So we talked
and
about.
I told you.
We talked about it that night together, all of us.
How about the last 2 females we went to the gym with?
I invited you.
Exactly. So what happened?
There
you go.
Listen, wait,
There you go,
wait.
fam.
No, there's a
There you
difference.
go, fam.
There's a difference.
Nope.
There's a difference.
Oh yeah,
So I
you're
guess-
you're right. They were cuter. She was not.
No.
When you banged.
He was
Yeah,
trying to hide
okay,
it though.
okay, that-
He was
that's
trying to
true.
hide it though.
No,
okay,
wait.
So this is going to be the example of how communication.
No,
happens
I just want to
in
rebuttal
couples.
this one more thing.
Right.
Okay,
We just
so
Trying to hide it though.
no, so
He tried.
We
yes,
just
when I did invite you because I was outnumbered. I was like, I need my bro to come with me.
We just proved that.
I think you was just trying to hide her, though.
No, it wasn't even that.
You was taking one for the team.
No, listen. It wasn't nothing about hiring her because previously I told them I was going to AV with that same girl and I sent the picture of the girl.
Oh.
So
Now
they
it's
knew
just-
the girl. They didn't know her personally, but they saw a picture of the
She ain't
girl.
no
So
family. Don't
So-
invite her to the house.
I didn't.
Oh, she can't even come to the house.
Invite it.
Dang. Ooh, ouch.
Damn.
So the
She ain't
hurt
invited to the
here
White House,
is
bro.
like legit because that's deep hurt right there.
Yeah.
Not being invited. Okay, so I have a.
I hope she's not watching this.
What's the comment?
She not on my page, huh?
Because communication is tough, and forgive me, I don't have my glasses on. The same words and phrases mean different things to different people, and then adding in tone of voice.
Yeah, Kevin
Plus,
Hart.
life experience is tough. We are so focused on getting our point across,
Amen.
as proven here right now, that we don't take the time to ensure the person knows exactly what you're saying. Just
Exactly.
like fixing wires. If you are not getting power, something needs to be fixed. If your communication is not getting the intended results, improve your communication skill until people understand how you enough to get intended results faster. So, okay.
Cut me
so can
off.
we dissect this, right? Because this
Yes.
is exactly what
Go
would
ahead.
happen.
Let's let
in a
the girls do it.
relationship. So it wasn't I'm gonna venture to say, TJ, that it wasn't so much that he went to the gym with a girl.
Right.
Exactly.
That it was the fact that he wasn't considerate enough of your time that he had made a commitment to.
Bam. That one right
Are
there.
you listening?
That last word.
A
The
commitment to, and he didn't keep his word, right? Which means that the value of the commitment was not there.
The stock price is dropping.
Ding, ding, ding.
Stock price is dropping.
So,
But-
and that happens in relationships.
Negative.
Well, I agree with what she's saying, though.
Negative
what
return.
was the necessity in saying she wasn't even that cute, though?
Yeah, but
Because-
that's hurt. That's hurt, right?
No, because what does that have to do with your time being value, whether she's cute or not?
Because if she was
that's her
cute, then I'd be like,
language.
all
He's
right,
getting
cool.
the
She
booty,
was
he's
cute.
getting the
Oh,
booty,
shit.
and he didn't value it, then that should let you know.
But in relationships, don't we say things that we say things because we're hurt? Like
That we
you're
don't mean?
hurt. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I've done that.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I
That
think
was-
that's.
that
was
what
just
I just
wondering.
stab.
I was
That
just
was a
wondering.
stab.
It's like a
That
good
was-
jab, you know.
that was
I
Just
would-
accused of having
Well,
a velvet
what can
knife
y'all do
all the time.
from now on?
Keep your
To fix
word.
it.
Yeah.
Keep
50
your
Cent.
word.
Can you do that?
I can't.
Keep your word.
And as a punishment, hey, look.
And if you
You giving
can't-
yourself
wait,
punishment?
in the
Don't
hood, wait,
bribe
wait,
me.
wait.
Don't
No,
try to
I'm
bribe
not
me
bribing you.
at Starbucks.
I'm not bribing you. I'm not
Wait,
bribing
wait.
you.
If you can't,
people
right? Because
talking.
life circumstances
Yeah,
happen.
things happen.
Can you own your responbility and communicate and say, "Hey, you know what? I just
Mediator
gotta,
right here.
I just gotta call. I just
yeah,
gotta."
that's what she does for a
no,
living.
but you know, like I wish it just feels almost simple. I know when I'm in the middle of it, I can't see anything of what I'm saying right now, but I practice it. I try to practice it, right? Like if I can't keep my word to you, I'm gonna make sure you know, hey, listen, I don't want to make this commitment to you because I have this other opportunity. It has nothing to do with me not being with you, but because then TJ could have supported you and been like, get it, son, get some of that.
You know,
I completely understand with that, and I really would have been communicating with him,
Right.
if I knew that was like when I left his house, that was my initial plan. If I knew that,
But you
when
said
I-
she texted you though already.
No, this was after I left the house and
Oh.
I got back to base. So, like, if I knew this, the only reason I'm leaving the house, his house, was to go to the gym with this other girl.
But
Then-
that's the point of life, right?
Yeah.
Life is full of a
Yeah.
lot of pitfalls, and so what TJ is saying, I'm not only
What
to
it
speak
should
to
have
you.
been was, once she asked you to go to the gym, I already made plans to go to the gym, my dude. Or at least
Yeah.
hit me up and been like, are you good
If-
not going to the gym?
right,
You
because
didn't keep your word. That was the main thing. I didn't care you was there with another female. You didn't keep your word. And you know me that. You know me that well.
Okay.
That's my biggest thing.
All right, so
Lesson
I
learned,
I
brothers
apologize for
learned.
not keeping my word,
There you
Alright,
go.
and
there you
as
go.
a repercussion,
That's what it is.
Kumbaya.
as a
That's
repercussion,
accept it?
you know, as
Hug
a
it out.
repercussion,
Hug it out.
I'ma
our
Hug it out.
next
try
ab
to
day,
give you a hug.
next
He's
ab day,
jumping right now.
I will do all your weights.
Nope. Hug it out.
There is no, the apology should be enough, right? Like you guys have brotherly relationships.
y'all grown people.
Yeah.
We good.
That's cute. That's very cute.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I have a
subject.
yeah. No, it's not a subject. It's more like a random question.
Random question.
Oh, someone put on there?
Yes,
Someone asked you?
Chris Drone.
Drone?
Chris Drone.
Drone?
He owns Get 'em Kicks.
Yeah, get him kicks.
Oh, okay.
Chris,
That
yeah.
does sound familiar.
Yes, he said the store has a question. Best
The
place.
store.
Yeah.
The store watches?
Yeah. the
good,
store.
Chris.
Shout out.
Chick.
Shout out to
Yo,
Get 'em
yo, yo.
Kicks.
I'm sorry.
We're still live. Shout out to Get 'em Kicks. I just went to their store for the first time.
Man, it's a really good show.
And now, I mean, I walked past it and I just never made time for it. So I went there this last weekend, and I was just like, wow, they had a pretty
They got-
good
yeah.
Yeah,
variety
they got
of
a lot
shoes.
of things.
Their Adidas selection is.
So I was just like, no, I gotta stop. Like, it's like I gotta walk out of the store because I was about to start buying things, and I didn't see him there, so I was pretty sad. I was hoping I saw him, but anyways, he said the store has a question. I'm assuming his people there are working. Oh, he said he's showing it there. I think they're watching
Hey,
it
that's
there.
lit.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yo, get 'em.
Yeah, because he said I looked sad. He said everybody in the shop is listening. Oh, they're listening. But they said, oh, yeah, you're on the TV. So they must be streaming it on their TV.
Hey, yo, you know what we gotta do right after this? We gotta go to get him kicked.
We're going to come visit you, homie.
We should.
On my way
Get
to
him
work.
kicks. It's over
Yeah,
here,
it's like right back here.
right around the corner.
What he
People
got for
listening,
us?
where are they?
What the store
So
want
they
to
know
know?
where the store is for people that are listening.
For the people that are listening, it's in Gate 2 near...
It's parallel to Gate 2. It's on the under street.
yes.
The under street.
Sun City.
Best way to say
Awesome.
it.
Heat
Sun
party
City.
going on at
Yes. Anyways, their question was best places to have a date night here on island.
A date night?
What?
Like just two people?
Yes.
You can have a great date night, like as long as the two people are good, have communication,
What are you talking
and they're
about?
vibing.
Talking about
It
location,
could be
right?
anywhere.
It's location.
Yeah, a
But
location.
they're wanting
But
location.
Yeah, you talking
He's.
about.
I know where he's going.
Yeah.
Don't.
It's true. It's true.
You can have a really good date night almost anywhere as long
Yeah.
as you have the right person with you.
But you
But,
just want some specific.
but they want like
locations.
specific locations, like where you would take your girl, or you would recommend somebody to take.
I would say the Renaissance Hotel. I mean,
Damn.
no, hold on, hold on, before y'all even go there, yo, hold on.
I'm sorry, y'all.
look,
This is
Communications
not-
off because we all were thinking. of something else.
Well, I mean, they have a couples package. I mean, like for anniversaries, they have romantic, like the candle lights and stuff like that.
For a date.
Yeah, for a date night, and then also they have the was it the sunrise?
I see you,
the
Elizabeth.
sunrise
She put her
cruise,
store out there.
the little sunrise cruise where they can go on and they can see the sun.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice date.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Elizabeth, I got you. she works at. Oh no, Fox.
What's that mean?
No, Fox. Sorry, can't do that.
call
Can't
her?
do that.
Tell him no.
That's Fox. Little Greek Kitchen in
Oh,
Yomitan.
I hear about this place.
Yeah,
I gotta go
she's
check it
she
out.
works there. Y'all check out Elizabeth Rivera. She works there. She's a very
I hear
awesome.
Is that a good
so
place
many
to have a
things
date
about
night at?
it.
Yes.
I hear
for
really
food.
good things about like all my couple friends that
I
are
think it
couples.
depends on
They
what
go
food
out
we
there
looking for. I mean, 'cause
I'll take them to a
Anything,
basketball
anything,
game.
There's a
but
lot of spots.
It's like they probably think about scenery.
There's like
environment.
jazz
Tuxer?
places down by Naha that are nice if you guys are into
There's
There's
music.
jazz places.
Yes, they're hidden. They're in those little alley.
Do y'all know names? You need to put them in a group chat.
God, I went. Jesus, years ago.
We need to
The
give
what
them more
place?
specific
There's like
answers, y'all, because you know
What
A
place?
Jazz spot. Jazz.
Oh,
like
jazz.
a little jazz.
I love
spot.
live music. So
Live jazz music down
That's
in
nice.
Naha and one of those little alleyways. I don't remember.
You talking about the
down
one that's
there.
by
Down by Naha?
yeah, on the other side of
Yes.
Cocosador, yeah.
Yes, in there in that little. Okay.
Yeah. By where the old fantasy space, like the old fantasy space. Most of y'all don't know where that is.
And
It's like by the Red Lobster. It's like close to
I think
the.
there's a restaurant called Posigipo. I think it's the name of it. It's an Italian restaurant. It's really beautiful. It's next to a really really expensive hotel. And when I celebrated my birthday one year there, what I liked about it was that there's a part of the restaurant that's exposed like outdoors, and it oversees the water, and it's so beautiful. And on the third floor, they have an open, roofless bar, and so you could have
I was
dinner
gonna
and then
say
go
that.
upstairs.
What
you know
was the name of the place
I
you
think it's
was
called Posigipo.
There's a
Posill.
Brooklyn House.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Brooklyn
Brooklyn
House is
House.
amazing because
Oh
you
my
said Sky, so I
God,
was like,
yes.
that's a rooftop restaurant. Me and my wife have been there for both her birthday, my birthday, our anniversary. Absolutely love it. Like,
The
Sea
Rise
Garden,
down
too.
There, the Rise also on
good.
on the top floor of, I think it's called the Rise,
I think so.
right?
I think
That's
it's still
another
there.
really nice restaurant out there.
I like to see.
Honestly, with Okinawa, I would say almost anywhere is good to eat. It depends on what scenery you're kind of.
that
Yeah.
that is
Because
the biggest.
For me and my wife, we always kind of want somewhere like during the summertime. You want somewhere outside where the sun sets nice, so you could literally go by the seawall and pick out anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so
completely
you know,
honest.
like grab a blanket, a bottle of wine, 2 glasses,
The
some
beach.
sandwiches. Yes,
Hey,
and
yes.
go to
Simple.
the beach. Yes, keep it simple, sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, sweet and
You
I
simple.
love the
spend too
beach
much
here.
money.
Yep, no need. Open up for conversation, not too many people around you.
Mhm,
Not just enough. So if the date is not that great, at least you got something to look at.
How do you do it?
Sorry.
Oh, you're boring,
good,
but I'm
you're
gonna look at the sunset right now and sip this one.
Wait, hold on. Let me take a picture of the sunset.
Wow.
Like, you're not doing too much. Make yourself useful. Take a picture of me. Sunset.
If it's like a first time meetup, walking around the mall, open for conversation, just nothing, no real high expectations. Just, I had a friend who used to, she did the online dating thing, and her first place to meet was in the mall because it was public and there were people around, and they'd start at Starbucks, walk around, and you learn a
That's
lot.
really
I mean,
good.
she'd come back and tell me full blown stories of these guys because, it's a great place to have conversation.
You'd be surprised how much people spill out the first time you link up with them ever. Like I have met people that I've known through social media, and they want to go hang out, and I go hang out with them, and I'm like hesitant to say anything personal right off the bat, and then they just start like, "Brr," and then I'm ready to come back to my friend or something, and tell them everything. So it's kind of crazy.
I
how-
think that
Dancing is also a good date.
I think also like people. The reason people do that is it's hard to like talk about just like
random stuff on.
Yeah,
Facebook.
it's just kind of hard to talk about random things.
Yeah, at this point, you know, after all the shit people been through, it's like they're probably ready to let it out of their system to somebody.
I hope it, at least
Yeah.
one of the two people can know how to start a conversation. Like,
Yeah.
you have to have a conversation starter, or
It-
else then,
Yeah.
then the date gets all
You also
weird.
have to know how to continue a conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because
transition.
you
your
can start a
transition gotta be
conversation
good.
all you want,
Yeah.
but like you can get to the end of the sentence like,
That's
well,
a good
now
indicator
what?
that that date
Yeah,
is
you
not
got
right.
to have a good transition always. Man.
And it's not all about you, but you know,
It's always
you're
about
just
her.
a
Let her talk.
Person.
That's what I do.
It's like dancing.
I just sit and listen. I'm a
all right,
listener.
so on a date, so if the guy doesn't really talk as much, but he just lets the female talk, how do y'all feel about that?
I don't like it.
Why?
What's that?
If
What's
it's-
So you're on your first date, and the guy's just allowing the woman to steer the conversation. You're doing basically everything to.
You still moderating the
Yeah, you're
conversation.
moderating the conversation.
You're just letting her talk. She's giving her all
I
your
think
feelings.
I'm much more interested in the date, like the person I'm with. So if you're just letting me talk only, I know enough about myself, right? So if you're just letting me do all the talking, then I tend to always turn the conversation back about you because I'm always interested in people and other people, right? So
Mind
that-
games.
I don't know. I think I would want it to be equal. So
Yeah.
if I find myself talking a lot because, you know, maybe they're not saying enough or whatever, I make sure to ask them. So what about you? Like, if we're already on a topic about school, and I'm talking about my school, I'm gonna be like, all right, so what about you? What do you want to do with your career? And then that gets them going, and then that's when
Yeah.
you can just back off and let them keep talking and not interrupt them. Because if you do interrupt them, and they've already been listening to you, they're probably gonna revert back to, all right, I'm gonna listen back to whatever
That's
you
true.
were saying.
Shout out to Fox. I see you holding it down for me at Club Sky. I'm gonna be there as soon as we're done. Please forgive me. I love you.
Yeah.
and also being comfortable with quiet space because I've known a few friends that they're just thinkers. You know, they will have a conversation and then they'll get really quiet and just be. You could tell that they're just processing or enjoying the space, and it's okay just to be quiet too.
I think what's good is if you know the type of individual you are, if you know like you're not too chatty, you know, on like when you're on a date, or you kind of notice that about yourself before being on a date. Your next date, you should try and go somewhere where that's not necessarily required. And I'm not saying like go to a movie where, you know, I
Yeah,
think
don't do
I hate those kind of dates. That's for after you've been together and it's like, hey, there's nothing to do. Let's go see a movie. But go to a poetry slam. Go to a poetry
Yes.
lounge.
Something
you know, where
interactive.
where
Yeah.
it's gonna allow you to, you know, absorb everything else someone else is saying and kind of, you know, like, oh damn, did you hear that? Yeah, that shit was tight.
Yeah.
And you have
Or
something else to
as
talk
Hobby
about.
Shell
Yeah.
would say,
I would
shit was
like
fire.
This shit fine.
Fire.
It's fire.
That's my line. That's my line. I'm surprised I haven't said
Yo,
it.
I was like, yo, I'm waiting for you to say it.
Yeah.
You been saying it all
What is
day.
it?
I say that's fire all the
That's
time.
fire.
Yeah, that's fire.
The minute I think
I saw her
something's
for the
cool,
first
I'm like,
time
that's
today, like in ages, and she said it like what, like 5, 6,
fire. I
7
said it
times.
like, I was so excited.
I'm like, yo,
They-
that's your shit, dude.
Hey, she look at the guitar. Yo, that's fire.
That's fire. They brought in
That's fire.
Austin brought in our Castle. He brought in all his stuff from like his music stuff to my house, and I
That-
was
yo,
opening
that was
everything,
fire.
I'm like, yo, that's fire. Oh my god, that's fire. Oh my god, that's fire. So I heard you say something about people like being quiet. How do you feel about moments when you're alone with somebody and y'all are just spending the time alone? Like, maybe it could be in silence. It could be like in the living room. It could be watching TV. Both of y'all could be on your phone. One person could be taking a nap. Do you enjoy that, or do you think that you always have to be entertaining each other somehow?
I enjoy that. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of times where, you know, wifey comes home and I'm like, honestly, like this past Thursday, I think we were both home and there was absolutely nothing for us to do. It was like, okay, we already ate. Yeah, we're on chill mode. Like, that's when it's kind of like, okay, I know I need to assume the position on the couch, and she's
'Cause
just
she's
gonna
getting
lay on me.
ready.
I know me. I watch TV. She's just like, I just want to lay, and like we start talking, and then sooner or later she falls asleep. I'm like,
Yeah.
all
I
right, well, you're
enjoy
asleep. I'm gonna
it.
keep watching this episode and tune you in next time. Like,
But I think it has to be. I think it has to
Tune
be
you
with
in,
the
that's
right
all.
person that you share similar energies with, because a lot of the times there are some people that think, wow, like this is boring. And to me,
That's me.
Moments, what? That's crazy. Because to
You need
me,
a lot of entertainment.
Yeah,
Damn,
sometimes.
That's exhausting.
that's exhausting.
Do
To
y'all
me,
not see the
I
person
think
you
that's
is?
like that are
Exhausting.
intimate. To me,
Yeah.
that's intimate. If you're able to sit with me and not expect me to talk to you the entire time,
it's
or-
weird because you pick up certain things when
I
you're
didn't
not
say
necessarily
have
like,
to talk to
what
me,
I've noticed
like-
is honestly, like for me, I know my wife will probably like criticize me for hell like this, but I love when I'm watching her fall asleep. Like she looks so damn cute. So I'm just like, if you look,
Yeah, I've been with
like
her.
I have her falling asleep as a screenshot on my phone. Like I'm like,
That is really cute.
Oh, that's so
the cutest fucking
sweet.
thing.
So
And
when
she's
she's
like,
annoying, you look
no.
at that picture, right?
No comment.
Like, no comment. Disclaimer. No, but like for me, that's just like you're saying. Like that's an intimate time. That's where I can like sit and look at her like,
Get a
oh,
massage.
my babe's cute.
No,
Okay,
you
I'm
don't
gonna
gotta
keep
massage.
on
You
seeing
just
it.
gotta let her sleep.
Yeah, why
No, I'm
you
talking
want
about for
me?
me.
How you gonna get a massage?
Just
She-
relax.
I like it. If I feel any need of because remember love languages, like my love language is touch. If we're sitting next to each other just chilling and all I need is just to feel you, like I'll lean over and touch you, and then that's good, and then I'm good.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
give it
or-
a massage.
and
You
then
don't
I
have to
come out
talk. I
and
mean, you just
I'm not
start-
one
Some of the best moments are like something as small as like fresh bed sheets and y'all both take a shower and y'all get in the
Smells all
bed
good,
and you're both
right?
like,
Or like when I'm freezing cold and he's
That's-
always
that's so
alert.
something.
Oh, yeah.
you over here like, no, I'm
So-
trying to make stains in the bed sheets.
I didn't say that. I was
What?
just like, I saw fishes and stuff, and that's all I said.
Wow.
Wow. So I brought that up because I've been in situations where I have had a person that is completely okay with being like that for a long period of time, maybe like for a few hours where we're just not talking, we're not having a conversation or doing anything. And I have had things with somebody where they're like, you know, they want me to get off my phone. So like if we're watching TV together and I get on my phone, they already like they start poking at any little thing I do if it's not giving them attention. And that gets tiring because it's like I'm already
That's
so
annoying.
attentive
Yeah, that's so annoying.
Right.
to people that I'm with usually. So it's like the one time that I actually chill out and focus on me, whether that means watching TV,
That's like being a
looking at my
parent.
phone. Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
but question
Bro,
about
it feels like it shouldn't feel like that when I'm
I
with
just
somebody.
picked you up from school.
but question about that. Like, is that yeah?
Shout out
that's-
to parents. yo.
So is that point like? Is that where like y'all sat down like, babe, let's watch this show together, and like that's supposed to be our show, or is that just
No, it's just to kill time.
Oh,
We're
okay.
just chilling there.
Yeah,
A lot
he
of the
doing
times
the
I
most.
like just zoning out. with
Yeah,
me.
because
And that-
that's how you collect energy.
Yeah,
That's
and
how
that
you
means
re-energize.
sometimes being on my phone and checking back. Because if I'm with somebody, a lot of times I don't check my phone, and I'm like, oh shit, somebody probably texted me or whatever. So like that one moment where I'm finally like, all right, let me check my phone and like to check everything. Let me watch the TV and not talk to this person for a second.
Right.
It's very rare because I'm very like.
Do they
talkative
know
and
that about
energetic.
you? Do they know that that's how you re-energize?
No, I mean probably not because
No.
it would be somebody who I've probably talked to for like a few weeks, maybe a few months. So that does take time to figure out. But when they don't make
Dating again? Is that what you're saying?
Does sound like it.
nah,
It sound like it.
she's living life.
We will talk offline.
That's what it sound like. Mm-hmm.
That's where she been at.
Dr. Love right here.
Wow.
Dr. Love.
Put a whole
Put on blast like that.
I know.
Uh-huh.
Hey, yo,
She's starting to glow now.
Hey.
Look, you see how she
Hey,
she
this
started
week
turning
got
red
real
though?
personal for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It did. I don't know how I feel
I'm
about it.
missing you. I'm just saying.
Are you getting your
What
feelings?
was the last time she was supposed to reach? Oh, I'm asleep, y'all.
I am not dating. I'm not dating. in
She
public.
said, "I
She
am
haven't
single."
posted
She,
I am
she got
single, but
stalkers
I'm not
on there
ready
like,
to
oh,
mingle.
let me find out she
Single
dating.
but not
Hey,
ready.
I'm single,
hey,
but I'm not
look,
ready to
my
mingle.
relationship status on Facebook still says single.
Does it matter what
Wait, I
your
thought you
relationship
had a
status?
girlfriend.
Yeah, I thought the gym girl. What's up?
No, before the gym girl. What happened to the Vietnamese girl?
Yeah. Boot camp girl. What happened to her?
Whoa, 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 whoa! Do not bring up my ex like that. No,
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, no, let's okay.
Don't do
Changing
that.
subject. So I have a question.
no. The only thing was he
Shout out
said,
Dex.
yeah,
I
a
see you,
boot
man.
camp girl.
How you
Don't-
doing?
No.
Hey, shout out for everybody chiming in online again. To
Shout
Get
out
'Em
to
Kicks.
Soldier Boy.
Thank you, Get 'Em Kicks. Y'all watching us live.
Yeah,
man.
that is
They're having
fire.
a storm
Drake,
party with
for
the
real.
heat right now.
Drake?
They probably like these fools in here, man.
They're like, why are we
Jeez.
even?
Jeez. So like being on couples, right? Like kind of staying on couples. I think the last subject
Oh,
I
can
had.
I hold on before we get to
Yes,
another
go ahead,
I just
yes.
have another pet peeve.
Uh-oh.
Drake.
Bring it all the way.
You ever have somebody who is so attached to their phone that it's like anytime it dings, they get distracted and they want to grab
Yes.
it? Or
Oh,
they
that's
So
me.
Are you in my head? Are you in my head?
That's me.
Because I was gonna bring that up. So let me
That's
ask
me.
you guys.
In the
I
middle
need-
of sex?
Yes.
In the
I
middle of
do.
sex? Oh, hell no.
Yes.
Oh hell no.
Like they'll have it next to their bed bed and they're like this.
You're not doing
I'm
it
like,
right.
You know, that
You're
happened to me.
not laying pipe right.
So like, how did hold on? Like seriously, like how
Wait,
does
how she do that, though?
Because I've never had that happen.
Yeah, I never had that happen
Usually
to
they'll
me.
be like, it's only happened to me 2 times, so it hasn't
What?
like happened to me like a lot of the times. But the times it happens, I do get upset, right?
What?
So they usually be like, hold on a second, let me
Like I'm
check.
trying to throw it
No,
back.
no.
But one time, it was a girl. She like grabbed it and started just full on texting while I was eating her out, and I had to tell her, I'm like, if you don't
What?
I'm not gonna keep going.
No, I would.
So
like,
I was like,
there's
I'm
the door.
surprised you kept
Yes,
going anyway. Like,
there's the door.
I would have said,
There's
oh,
the door.
all right,
that was
I
so
guess
disrespectful.
this
I
is
was
over.
like, no.
So I thought her pet peeve was.
Wait, how she grab the phone if you throwing it? Is she throwing it back?
No.
We're not talking about. We're not going there.
not-
We're
not
not doing
that
that.
metaphorically speaking.
Oh,
just
okay,
metaphorically.
okay.
I
speaking.
thought she was
I
gonna
thought
go to like if you're having a conversation with somebody,
Yeah,
you know,
no,
like
you're talking
FaceTiming,
about
right?
during
And
messages.
and they flip
That
you on
is just-
pause in the middle of you having a
Oh,
conversation
that
because.
pisses me off too.
So that makes me super
No,
mad,
I'm
and the
talking
person
about
that
the sex
doesn't
thing, but-
understand
yeah,
that, and I'm
makes
like,
me really mad too.
so guys, explain that to me
Whoa.
because
Explain what?
Well, you mean guys?
again, men not paying attention.
Wait,
damn
no,
it.
hold on, hold on. Wait.
You just put us all over that. Oh, everybody.
No, we saying, oh, guys, like, don't assume that that's us, okay? Like, go ahead, ask your question.
your
Ask your question.
So we were talking about texting, right? So
Which I
I'm
don't
having
do.
like I prefer having FaceTime conversations because I want to see your face. I want
Right.
to read your tone. We're having a conversation. In the middle of a conversation, I guess a message comes on your phone and you flip pause, right? Because you have to check the message,
yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
see what I'm doing
Oh,
with
Hey,
that?
I was about to say, because I'll be
So
on Messenger half the time now. That way you can kind of sneak
ooh,
it.
that is I will deal with long nails before I deal with that. That drives me
I only
insane.
do that, honestly,
It depend-
I only
yeah.
do that depending upon the person.
I
Like,
don't care.
And I,
If you
but
and
see,
I are
let
having
the
a
person know though.
conversation.
Like if I've done it with wifey a couple times, and when I know I'm receiving like a message, I'm like, babe, 1 second, real quick, I have to answer this. Like,
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
once
that's the
in a
only
blue
time
moon,
that-
right? That could happen once in a blue moon.
yeah,
but
if
let's
it's, like,
say,
again, if it's something that like, babe, like this is important, like I need to answer it. That's the only time that happens.
all right.
But
So let's say
any other time,
you
that
and I
person
FaceTime
holds.
almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
So you know around the time that we FaceTime, right? And you get 5 messages in the 20 minutes we talk, and 5 times you put my ass on
I was
pause.
about to say I'm a very popular
I,
motherfucker.
yes, thank you. That just right then and there, I just want to hang up. I'd be like, okay,
Well,
we're
no,
done.
Like,
this
for me-
conversation
for
is
me
done.
personally, because
Especially
I don't
doing
like
long
I don't
distance,
like
like, you don't even see
FaceTime
a
stuff
person.
anyway. I
Right.
like face to face. So if I'm able to see a person face to face, then it's like if stuff like that happens, a message pops up like automatic, depending upon who it is, like because it shows what
Yes,
the
of
message
course
is.
it
Like,
shows.
oh, it's just Castle. Okay, he can wait. All
Right,
Yes.
exactly.
But if it's like if it's mom or dad, it's like
Prioritize.
hold on,
then you
wait.
say, wait, I got a
Yeah.
message
Mom or dad,
from mom.
and they'll usually put like 911 or like
Yeah.
code red or some shit. Like if
They
if
do
I
all
know the
that?
code, then I'm like,
I
hey,
don't
hold
even
on,
answer
if
my
I
phone
have to
like
hit
that.
you
That
back,
just
like you-
burns me.
I know we
Like
gotta
I can
talk, but-
understand if it happens 1 or 2 times. I can understand that, but it burns me to no end that you put me on pause. Like you interrupt
Fox,
this whole
don't
conversation.
get mad. I'm sorry I didn't pick up.
Yeah, I just do it on
it's 'cause I
business.
was live. So again, I love you.
Only time I do that is on business. Like I
It's
know.
to the point where like I would never do that, right? And this happens to me with a specific person. It's to the point where now when I get a message, I'm like, oh. And I don't. That is not me, right?
I will not do it.
Oh, wait, what? I have a message.
I'm gonna be
hold
petty
on.
too.
Exactly.
Yes.
It is so
I do that
petty.
sometimes. Oh, you
It
took
is
that
so
long?
petty,
I'ma take
and
that
I
long, too.
hate that.
Hey, how long
That's like
you have your
Cancel
that
phone?
layer,
I had it
right?
set.
Have y'all done that and really been like, man, I'm petty.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I've done that about
'Cause I'm not
texting.
lying,
I've
I've done
about
that.
texting, especially if it's like we're in the middle of like an important conversation, and then they take forever to text me back. I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah,
That-
right?
Obviously, it's
Well,
not.
That is very
important,
true
so-
because like I will have my conversation and like it's very attentive. Like we're into a conversation, then like the person just stops and goes away. Then when I come back 3 hours later, I'm like,
See,
Nah,
this is why I
yeah.
hate texting. Like, if we're gonna have an important conversation, hang up and call me. Like, if we're 7 lines in, it's time for us to have a call, right? So 7 line in.
no, because do you not ever
That's a
text?
good rule.
Being petty is good for the soul.
Ask Donald Trump.
Okay, so Reina, wait. Reina
don't bring that up.
says,
Just
Yo, that's
yeah,
Being
don't bring
petty
that
is
up.
good for the soul.
We're not doing that.
Occasionally, yes.
Okay.
Occasionally it is
Occasionally
good.
it's
It
because
is
it makes
good.
you laugh after a
Because
while.
we're
You be
not
like,
not perfect by
I'm so
far.
petty.
I make myself.
Yes,
I make myself.
yes.
Canceling Trump.
Wait.
Right?
Clint.
Right, me too.
No, we're not doing that. We're not getting me in trouble. Stop it.
Cancel it.
I'm petty a lot. I get real childish sometimes.
All right.
You can take a commercial plane.
No, stop it.
Oh man, oh
We're
man.
gonna need to get tissues tonight.
It's very interesting
much.
things I've been saying today.
So another question I got. It's in regards to best friends and spouses.
Ooh. In what context? Like, what are we talking
What
about?
we talking about? Yeah.
So for me personally, like anybody that knows me, they know I love my wife. They know I'm protective as shit about my wife.
Right. Right.
There's been instances where and I'm gonna say I've had friends, and the way that they come off towards her when I'm looking at it, it's like, are you slightly trying to like
Flirt?
pick up on my wife? Like,
We trying to slide.
and it's not like she's egging it on or anything. Y'all didn't know my wife. She's very
Sweet. and
sweet.
cute.
She's an adorable
Now I feel
person.
like I've complimented her. Don't take it.
No, like
No,
it's
you know
and here's
that.
here's what I'm saying. Like I can take certain things. You know, if you compliment, hey, you know, your wife's beautiful, she's gorgeous, she looks good, blah blah blah. Yeah, no problem. But when you're gawking, like when your staring turns to gawking, and I'm watching you, and you see me watching you, there's been certain instances where
So you've had best friends do this.
Is this like this?
I've had best friends turn acquaintances do this, and it's the first time was when she was my fiance then. We were going back to Texas to visit the family, you know, get the approval of the family, of course, and one of my best friends, you know, we were. It was in church. That's what made it worse. It was in
church.
Now,
Well,
granted,
church
I-
is-
granted,
church is
I
the
had
number
been
one
away.
dating spot,
Granted,
though.
I had been away from church for a minute, so I wasn't at my most best Christian status.
But church is the
So,
dating
you know-
spot though.
That's why I had to hit the bell on him. Yeah.
So back to the story. He's gawking. You know, he's staring. Then he started gawking, and then his comment afterwards was,
Damn, bro.
Jesus.
if you're a poet, you'd understand it. Like the way he said it, the context that he said it, I know what he meant. So it was like
What did he say?
Literally, or he
it was
figurative?
literally like I'm like fucking your wife in my
Ooh.
head, your future wife in
wow,
my
that's,
head.
like,
The way he
super
said it, like he was trying to
disrespectful.
be
Wow.
he was trying to be sneaky about it
Try to be
with
sly.
the vocab he was using. But it was like, bro,
Basically,
we
that's what
come
he
we
said.
come from the same college. We were
Yeah.
both poets. Like
You didn't just
all
slap
kinds
the
of
taste
stuff.
out of his mouth. Huh?
No, it was one of those when he got to the car, I grabbed him by the throat. And that was about it. So
I would have slapped the taste out.
That
of
was
his
about
mouth.
it.
that was one of those.
It would be like what?
That was one of those like, yeah, I don't
You
slap.
disrespect-
No, I don't slap. I
That's
I
like-
hardly say much.
But that's
so it
what's
was one of
so
those. I went to the
disrespectful to slap
car.
somebody open
I went in the
hand.
parking lot. It was
It's
after
more
church.
disrespectful
It
than
was
more
after church.
clothes.
Went because I had to leave Dolores' house. Amen.
He's like,
It wasn't in the church. It was out of the church. So went to the parking lot. I grabbed him by his throat. Told him like we're not friends anymore. Lose my contact. If I ever catch you again, I'm gonna beat your ass. That was pretty much it.
I would have slapped the shit out of him at
That's pretty
church.
impressive.
And then
Could've
A
been
lot
more.
of people don't do that for their spouses.
I would have prayed
Well,
afterwards.
and that's the thing. Like that was fresh. Like you know, I had just put the ring on there. Like I like what I see, so I'm gonna put a ring on it. You know,
Beyonce.
Beyonce. You know, shout out.
Hey.
But
that's-
it was like,
But I thought it was
you know,
single ladies, though.
And every now and again, like there are some individuals like they're not friends by any means necessary. You know, you see them gawking. Like, how do y'all take that if it's one of
Well,
your friends doing that to your
Is it
significant
because
other?
because I mean your wife is beautiful, right? So is it because she's just beautiful and they admire that, or is there like a line that you?
yeah,
There's a
and
line.
remember,
To
this
me-
is your
to me, I'm
perception, right?
thinking
So,
there's one way to admire. There's another way to be.
but
creepy about
where
it.
do you
Straight
collect?
up
So,
disrespectful
but do you
about it.
collect the evidence of the gawking? Like what I'm saying is, you're perceiving the look and you're interpreting the look, but do they do something to verify? Like, oh, so I was already suspecting
and
you were
then, see,
looking,
that's
and
what
now
it was.
you just
That's what it
proved
was. It was
know
a
what I mean?
staring. It was
Yeah.
a staring, and then the gawking, and then the comment.
and then the
after.
yeah, like
com-
that was
The
straight
comment
up
was
like
The comment
yeah,
right
that,
there,
that,
we
that
were like,
gave you the
I said
evidence.
this. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm like,
That would
You
that
wanna
would got the
know?
open hand.
No,
like
That would definitely would have got the open
I don't
hand.
do open hands. I honestly don't do open hands because if you swing,
When-
I'm gonna try to put you down. Like that's why you
to
gotta do a
me,
close
to
hand.
me, at that point, it was like,
Nah, you-
so am I
you
gonna have to
can't
take
hook
that
it up.
approach
I'm just
with
saying.
future
No.
individuals that I need to that I'm thinking about being friends with? Like, hey, look, you know,
No.
mind your tongue, what you say about my wife, whatever.
No,
That's, you know,
no, because if you do that, you will never know their intention, right? You'll shut down that intention. But I think I just had this conversation with my daughter this morning. I
Ooh.
think when you not this one
people
particular,
gunking at
but
your daughter. Yeah.
they do. God.
who
Yeah, yeah. I'll give you names.
Oh, hey, the cartel.
At work.
She's 15, but she's yeah.
Give me
So-
that pen.
Yeah.
Put a name down.
Pen.
Screenshots. Send us screenshots.
I
of
think the
faces.
minute you go from using your words to using your fists, you give away your power to somebody, right?
That's why you
Because
open
I think
hand 'em,
words
though.
are so like super powerful. So like if somebody gives you the evidence of their intention, now you have the evidence, right? That's when you need to like lay your law in word. Because the minute you lay your law in hand, I feel like you lose part of your respect. I mean, this is how I see things, right? I'm a female, so maybe that's different. But I feel like you lose part of your, like, you've given away your power and you fall in prey to them because
It
they
worked.
pushed you to that
Like
edge.
Yeah.
whatever they did worked. It got
Yes,
you.
Yeah.
yes. And
It got
at the
you,
end of the
yeah.
day,
Showing it.
he's going to
Well-
walk away and say, clearly he didn't value the friendship or else he wouldn't have been so disrespectful. But at the end of the day, he would have been like, I got to him.
Yeah.
At the end of
What-
so
what are you gonna say,
I'd rather
Chris?
you
What-
like,
what-
step up and be
got
like,
you.
And
first.
honestly, when I look at it now, he didn't add much value to my life. So hey, if you're watching,
Fuck you.
but for future, because
regrets,
you said how do I handle like I think
I
for
still would
future
put hands on
reference,
it, though.
So much power. In,
I'm praying for
but
you.
and that's
That's
what I'm
man's
like when
confidence
I
with his
I look into who I take as a friend now, because to me, if I consider you a friend, you're damn near family.
Yeah, you pass
So
that whole
like
line
if
of
you're coming to my house, you're so and so, so you should already know certain things about me, and if you don't,
Right.
it's like I pray we don't have to go that route.
Right.
But we will go to Harold.
No, like I don't want to get physical with anybody, but if
You
it
push me
gets
to
to
it.
that point, you know,
BC
Yeah.
trip.
and I look and there's a point to where no, I'm just talking about my wife.
And
I'm
I'll
not
tell
talking
you
about
what,
her.
if anybody lays a hand on even a finger, then I'd be like,
And
"Is that?"
that's the thing. Like
I'm
I
not
look
one
at
to condone violence,
I
but
look at
that
both
point,
parties too, because it's like yeah, I love my wife, but I know she's not absolutely innocent. She's still human. So I would look at, okay, what did he do? What did she do? Well, She didn't do nothing. Okay, so really, what the fuck did he do?
And I
then
think a
go
lot of
Yeah,
guys
and that's when you gotta-
misinterpret like women's kindness. I think a lot of men misinterpret. It happens to me all the time.
Preach, ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
Seriously.
But you just gotta put them
Seriously.
hands on them sometimes.
No,
See,
because the dude gets up and beat your ass. Then what now, Chris?
The dude
What
ain't gonna
now?
beat my ass.
just on that, like
Hold
with,
on, you see-
with a lot of
you don't
females that
know.
I'm
I'm from
seriously
Orlando.
just friends with,
Always gotta have
you really
pistol
do
with
see
you.
it as from a guy's point of view. What the hell? What? You see it from a guy's point of view, like what other dudes are doing. Like, bruh, all she did was say you had a nice tie. Now you like ready to.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Damn, dog, calm down.
That's 0 to
I'll tell you,
100
I
right
have
there.
really tight friends, female friends who are
As a
married
bartender,
who
you really notice it.
I'm so grateful for that they're not they know my kindness with their husbands and they don't ever feel this like I gotta stand and lay,
Yeah.
you know, because I know the respect, I know the boundary, I know the line, and their husbands end up being like brotherly to me. I don't have brothers, but I can see being a single female amongst an environment where almost everybody's married. Man, it almost feels like you can't be yourself, because if you are funny, if you are friendly, if you are, just
She
being
may
yourself.
take it
Yeah.
one way,
Yeah.
and he
my
may.
God.
Territorial.
Or they start
That's the
talking
worst
shit about
thing.
you, like,
I-
you're
Lioness.
super friendly, and
Bam.
so
Hey,
I
as a
must-
bartender,
must
you
be,
hear some stuff too.
I think
Yes.
that contributes to like one's self-esteem and confidence, like in themselves and in their relationship.
That is true.
Shout out to Babe. I see you.
I have a
Territorial.
I have a comment.
Hey, baby.
Being territorial, that goes for both guys and girls. Like, I have no problem with a guy coming up to my girlfriend and saying how she's beautiful. You picking ties out right now?
Yes.
But like coming up saying, saying how beautiful she is, coming up to me, like I'm confident that yes, I know my girlfriend's beautiful. These are things I know. But like if you're overbearing and like you give her one compliment, okay, now you give her 2 compliments, okay, now you give her 3.
2 comment limit though.
Ask that one.
2 comment
Yeah,
limit.
that's a
Real quick,
relation.
we can-
Thank you, Reina.
We got a
We
little
got
bit of
7
time.
minutes.
We can get it.
All right, so Reina asked the question.
Is
She
it 7
said,
minutes?
No.
So, 2 minutes. All right, real quick. So curious,
Let's do
since y'all
1
are
minute.
on this topic, would being drunk and hitting on your significant other or spouse be excusable in your opinion? I mean, I'm guessing she's asking if the female were drunk, right?
Yeah. So
Reina, can you expand on that a little bit?
basically, so if
Would
a
being
third party,
drunk
if a third
and
party is
hitting
drunk,
on your significant other or spouse be excusable in your opinion? No.
so a third
That's
party,
my
if a
answer.
third party
Okay.
comes in drunk, if they hit on your wife, how are you not feeling? Can you excuse
Wait,
them?
wait. Do they know that they're married?
Oh, that right. So
Besides
I'm
the ring,
answering
besides the
no.
ring,
Like
like-
if okay, so
I think we should need to table this one for
Um,
next week.
I can't. Female
should.
or male,
we
no
should.
difference.
Because I was gonna
Do
say-
they know
I was
that
gonna
you're
say
married?
something.
Reina,
Because-
does the person know that you're married? And is the female the one that's drunk, or the male? Like,
It doesn't matter which
It's-
one.
it's a
right? It
third
doesn't
party.
matter. But I'm just asking for her.
No, it matters to me. I need to know because like if I'm friends, like two of my best friends, they're married. You know what I mean? And we get extremely drunk all together all the time. And I know that doesn't excuse me from saying anything towards
Right.
either of them in the same in return to me. So no. The alcohol wouldn't excuse it. Now, if I didn't know they were married, or you know, if I see somebody out and they're
Like if
apart
the
from their
guy's being or the girl's behaving single.
yeah, not even like if they just split up for a second, one to buy a drink or the other, you know, and I hit on whoever it is, you know, and I didn't know they were married. I mean, alcohol doesn't have to do a thing. If they're like, oh, thank you, but I'm married, I'm like, oh shit, okay. So
That's the end of the show for the night.
Thank you guys.
It's the Heat
Hey, that's
76.1.
fire,
I'll be trailing
King
the house.
Takashi.
So Reina, we didn't get to your question, but I'll definitely pose it for next week.
Oh yeah, we got it here for next week.
So every Saturday, go ahead, King.
No, we didn't hurry.
Every Saturday, 7 p.m. The Heat. Get your Heat parties going on.
Yeah, shout out to Get 'em Cakes again. Thank you for that support today.
Ty Medic and Ween King for sponsoring us.
Is the Lumpia lady still?